Welcome to Men Fishing, folks. I'm Josh. Today we're going to be talking about tackling those first ice lake trout. So here in New Hampshire and I think Maine, most of the lake trout lakes freeze up right before January 1st, and the opener starts January 1st. So there is one really good spot. I'm going to show you two right now on my Navionics or my Garmin GPS map. I'm also running live scope that you can see like kind of below in the screen here. But we kind of zoomed over here, and I fished this during open water, even during summertime, especially if the water is just a little bit on the chillier side. We've had a lot of rain this year, so the water kind of stayed cold. And I'm going to zoom out here, and what you want to look for, and this is for lakes that have smelt in them. So we have rainbow smelt. I pulled the picture right here, and most rainbow smelt won't go. They will go all the way up down to 100 feet, but for the most part, they're in like 70 feet and up, 50 feet and up. So I try to look for large flats, mud flats, sand flats. Doesn't really matter what it is. There's a lot of food that's nutrients that are in that kind of area. Wind doesn't matter that much during the ice fishing season because there's no current or anything like that. But if your lake has current, it'll be on the far end of that current, basically. But we're going to zoom in here, and I'll show you why we're kind of here. So we are on the top of the flat, looking down from the ledge. So we're at the little boat there, and we have these fish have deep water access, and they can basically come up to this flat and kind of corral bait on top of the flat, kind of pin them up against the top of the ice. That's why we're sitting in like 35 feet of water. I should be a little bit shallower, but when I fished here in the summer with the boat, you could literally just spot lock in one spot, kind of cast all around you because they were just smashing through bait. So this is a good area. Off deeper a little bit better is sometimes better, depending on what the fish is doing and what the weather is doing. I found if it's super bright and sunny out, you want to go a little bit deeper. If it's kind of cloudy and rainy or snowy like it is today and kind of cloudy or dark, you want to go up kind of shallower. Another key thing is catching these lake trout on first ice. They have been feeding on these same baits their entire life, which is pin smelt or rainbow smelt here in New Hampshire. So one of the key things, and I don't care if you use my baits or not, but if you want to, visit bennettfish.com. And what we're using is a small little 2-inch bait with a tungsten jig head and a 2-inch glow paddle tail. Now I do sell one with a slightly bigger hook, which is a 1/4 ounce and 3/8 ounce. That's that little jig right there. They all glow in the dark. We have a little UV light here on the LiveScope Summit shuttle to glow these things up. Hit them with glow, put them down there, and if there's smelt on the flat, like you put down a normal 2D sonar and there's a bunch of noise looking, that is smelt. So let's go back over. So these little flats, and we just happen to be off the top of a little point here. It's a very subtle little point, but it's some little tiny difference that matters. So let's go back to sonar, live scope. And there I am dropping back down. I'm right in the middle there. And I'm going to put live scope into forward mode so I can show you the slope that we're on, basically. So we have a little bit of a my live scope pole's actually frozen because it's been snowing the whole time we've been here. I'm like 13 degrees out. So you see how it's kind of a gentle slope, and it comes up just a little bit. So we're on that flat, and you can see 55 feet away, we're up on top. It's super shallow. We want to be either on that incline. We're kind of on the downside of it, just because it's been getting brighter, and we slept here last night. But 35 feet of water seems to be the perfect depth. You can see pretty far with your sonar, even if you're using traditional 2D sonar. It's a really perfect depth. So 35 feet is what I target for. Last night when we pulled up here, there was bait everywhere. But yeah, this is the spot on the spot for early ice lake trout, the lake trout opener.
Dang it, oh, I missed me.
Got him. He thumped that, guys. He's tiny, though. Squeaker. I just turned the big camera off, and of course, this little squeak came and hammered my jig, missed it, Went after Seth, missed it. Came back to mine, hammered it. Beauty. This lake's not known for some, has some giants, but a lot of squeakers like this. And with these baits, you want to basically drop it right to bottom and hold it a couple feet off bottom. Pound to the bottom a little bit just to create some noise, some disturbance down there. And you want to just dead stick it. And when you see something come in and chase you, start reeling away from it, and that rod will just load right up. It's really a deadly technique. So we're at just over a dozen fish today. Nothing really big in this particular lake. It's just a really small lake. We did miss a couple of big ones though. Hope you guys found this video useful. If you guys did, make sure you guys comment below if you found the video useful. Obviously, we caught a few. I'm going to cut in from my earlier today. This spot has just been really productive. It's just starting to slow down now because it's noontime. And don't be afraid to move after noontime. Just try something different and chum your holes if you can, if it's legal to do so in your state. But if you found this video useful and you want to see more videos like this, either click here for a whole playlist or click here for a whole playlist. So Lake Trout and ice fishing videos. And I'll see you on one of those next videos.